I have a question here.
Yeah.
So when we do a pick list, none is always there in a pick list as a default.
Yes.
Okay.
So now here this rating field value is this is a pick list field which is empty. So now here it is giving the error message to you that please select a rating value. So now I'm selecting the rating value as warm. Now I'm saving this. Now my record has been saved. So nothing but at any point of time, whenever you are going to be making that rating field value as empty while saving that record, it is giving the error message to you that please enter the value for the rating field, because until or unless you are selecting some value for the rating field, it won't allow you to save your record. Okay, so for that here we have used this validation rule. So for that we have prepared the condition that is blank of text of rating. Okay, now we can go with
Okay.
another scenario. Now my next scenario is create a validation rule to make, let's take any of the field in that account object. Now, so now to make active field as required, active field as required for new records, for new records. I'm giving a note point here. For existing records, okay, or while editing, the existing record, active field is not a required field. So now this is my requirement here. I want to make that active field as required. Nothing but I want to make it as a required in the sense mandatory. Whenever you are creating a new record, nothing but while creating a new record, then only I want to make that active field as required. Then how can we make that active field as required for only the new records?
Is new active?
Is new. So
Active.
now first of all here how many conditions are required? We have to make that active field is required. Okay, that is one thing. Okay, that is one thing. And the second thing is we have to verify whether this is a new record or not. So now to verify whether this is a new record or not, we can use is new function. Okay, this is one function which is used to identify whether this record is a new record or not. Now the second condition is I want to make that active field as a required field. Nothing but active field is our type. Active field is of type of a pick list, because here this is the active field that we have. So now this is the
Is
active field. When you click on that, it will be having the values like yes or no. Nothing but whether this account record is an active record or not. So that here we have yes or no options are available here. So now this is a pick list field. Then how can we verify whether this pick list field is empty or not?
is blank.
Is blank. Directly?
Is blank and text of
Yes.
the
Correct. So now this is active field. Okay, active field is a custom field, so that we have to use active underscore underscore C. So now here these are the two conditions we have prepared. Is new is one condition and is blank of text of the active field name. So now we have specified two conditions. Then what about these conditions here? Both the conditions has to satisfy or any of the condition is satisfied?
both have to satisfy. So you
Both has to
say and.
satisfy. Nothing but if it is a new, then the text field should not be a blank. Then I want to display the error message. So that I want to group these two conditions in order to validate my requirement. So that here I want to group. While grouping that, we have the various logical operators are there, like as AND or OR, which we have to use. So now in this requirement, both the field should be the mandatory, nothing but here both the condition has to be get satisfied. So that I'm separating this one by using a comma. Nothing but one condition is there, is new, second condition is there, is blank of text of active field. So now I am combining these two by using AND. So now here we require both the conditions has to be get satisfied, so that I have used AND operator here. So now here I am using this condition in order to validate my requirement. Copy this. Now create the validation rule now. Go to the quick access menu. Go to the validation rule. Click on new. I'm giving the validation rule name. Active field is required for new accounts. Okay, active field is required for new account. Now, so now here I'm giving the description. I'm pasting this condition here. Just I'm copying that. I'm pasting these conditions here. Check the syntax. There is no errors available in the syntax here, so that it is giving no errors found. Now I'm giving the error message here. Please select the active field for new account records.
I have a question here.
Yeah.
The functions, when we enter them, are they case sensitive or not?
No, it's not a case sensitive.
No.
You can use in the entire SaleForce, okay, wherever you want, not only in this administration, in the development also, the functions or the code which you are writing, it's not a case sensitive. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so here I'm selecting the error location at the field level. So now this field is an active field, so that I'm selecting the field as active here, and then I'm saving this record. So now this
if we have selected the
tell me.
If you have selected the top of the page, means it will list the field name also, or only errors are there. It is.
Where?
If we select
It won't
the
mention
top
the
of the
field
page,
name. So it won't mention the field name. Just it will mention the error message which you have specified. Then what the user has to do, he has to find out from which field it has generated the error message. So now where that field is there. So everything they have to search. For that, instead of giving this confusion to the customer, we are giving that message at the field level, so that it is clearly indicating this is the place where you did the mistake. So please correct this mistake. So that here the user can able to find out the error location easily. Okay.
Okay.
In
In some websites, sir, in some websites, we can see the username is not selected, or it is listing like the field within the fields. How can we do? Is there any option here?
Within the fields, in the sense?
Not within the fields. At the top of only, it will show the error message.
Okay.
Username has not been selected, or is empty, or
That we can mention in the error message itself. Like instead of specifying that, okay, please select the active field. Nothing but here we are giving that field also, field name also. Please select the active field for new account record. Nothing but here, this is clearly indicating, please select active field. Okay, for new account records. So now the field name is there itself in the error message itself.
Okay.
Okay. Now I am going to be validating this. Go to any of the account record. Now I'm creating a new account record here. Click on new. Now account name, I'm giving that new account record test. I'm selecting the rating field value as some warm. I'm entering the phone number and the fax number also. And the account site, I'm giving the value as some IT department. And the type field, I'm selecting as the prospect. Industry value, I'm selecting it as a government. Annual revenue value, I have entered like as 45,000. And the country value, I'm selecting it as some India. And when coming to the active field, I'm not selecting this active field. When you observe this active field, it is none by default. Nothing but here there is no value is available. So nothing but this is an empty. So now here I'm saving this record. Observe what happens. This is a new record I'm creating. When you observe the URL, okay, copy this URL. Now observe this URL here. Do we have any IDs available for the record?
No.
In the URL, we don't have any ID. Nothing but there is no ID is generated for this record. Nothing but this is a new record. When the ID will be generated, when this record is saved, then only the ID will be generated by the Salesforce for this record ID, which will be starting from 001. So now here the ID is not available, so that the new function is going to be returning true because this is a new record. So now for this is a new record, and then it will verify the another condition whether the active field value has been selected or not. So now this active field value is none, nothing but this is empty right now, so that it will be giving the error message to you. Now click on save. While saving the record, it is giving the error message to you, invalid data. Review all error messages below to correct the data here. So now when you go to this particular field, at the active field level, it is giving the message, please select the active field for new account records. So now here I'm selecting this value as either yes or no, whatever. So now compulsory we have to select this particular field value here. Now save. Now here the record will be getting saved. Now the ID has been generated here. Now this will be redirecting you to the detailed page of the record. So now observe this one here. When coming to the URL, ID has been generated here. So this is the ID has been generated. Okay. So now the 18 characters ID has been generated by the Salesforce for this new record also, which is starting from 001. So now here I'm editing this record. Then what happens now? Will it fire that validation?
No.
Why?
It is not a new record. That's right.
Yes, nothing but here in that validation condition, we have two functions are there. The first function is new, nothing but it is getting whether it is indicating whether this is a new record or not. So, but here the record which I am working on this one, this is a existing record because already ID has been generated. Just now I have inserted that so that ID has been generated so that this is not a new, this is the old one. This is a already created record here. So that here in this kind of scenario, the validation will not be get fired. So now I am editing this record, which is an existing record here. I am making this field value, nothing but account field value as making as empty, nothing but none. So now I made this account field value, nothing but the active status field value as now, none. So now save this record here. Observe what happens. So now when I click on this save, the record will get saved or not.
No.
Now the record will be getting saved. Why? Because is here it is not expecting any active field value. Why? Because this is not a new record. This is a existing record which you have created previously, so that you are doing some modifications on that record by using the edit button, so that is new function will return false. Nothing but if any of the return function returns false, then automatically the total condition will be get failed, so that the validation rule will not be get fired. Okay.
Yes.
Now we can go for the another scenario. Now create a validation rule to make So what are the other fields are there? Website. To make website as mandatory when account rating is hard. This is my requirement. Create a validation rule to make website field as mandatory when account rating is hot. Then how can we create this validation rule? Whenever the account record rating value is hot, then only I want to make that website field value should be filled. It should not be empty. Nothing but website field should not be empty when the account rating value is hot. Then what we can do? How can we verify whether the account record rating value is hot or not? How can we verify
Text of
whether a particular pixlist field value is a specified value or not, or a specified text or not?
First,
How to use?
first we say
We have to use isPickval. By using this isPickval, we are going to be verifying here. So now specify the field name, that is rating, and then I'm comparing with the value hot. So nothing but isPickval is a function which is going to be verifying whether this particular picklist field rating is having the currently selected value as hot or not. And then I'm going to be verifying one more value, that is website. If that website field is blank or not, so that I'm using blank. Is blank of website. Okay, is blank of website. So now we have two conditions are there. I want to make these two conditions are mandatory. So that here I'm making these two conditions by using end function. I'm clubbing these two conditions with the help of end operator here. Okay, clear? End of is equal of rating comma hard. Nothing but is equal function is going to be returning true when if the currently selected value in the rating field is equals to hard, else it will return false. So now my requirement is here. I want to make that website as mandatory, website field as mandatory when the account rating value is hot. So now for that here, I'm using this isPickval function in order to verify whether the rating field value is hot or not. So now here I'm using this condition. Now create the validation rule now.
Firoz, if we say website,
Okay.
it'll say true if it is not entered.
hmm
So don't you think it should be not blank?
No, see, observe this one here. Now when we are displaying the error message, when the isPick value rating field value is hot and is blank of website, nothing but website field is blank, then only we are displaying the error message.
But we want to make the website as mandatory.
Yes.
So then the website should contain something, but is blank is check is will be true if the website is not entered.
Yes. See here we have attached one more condition is pick val. Nothing but both the condition has to satisfy. Nothing but rating field should be hard. Nothing but this is website is not mandatory for all the cases. This will be mandatory when the rating value is hard, then only this website value should be filled.
Okay.
Okay. Now.
Okay.
So now I am creating the validation rule for this. I'm creating a new validation rule. Specify the rule name. website is required for rating hot. So now I'm copying this information. Rating hot accounts. I'm pasting that conditions. Copy the validation conditions which we have prepared. I have pasted the condition. I'm verifying the syntax. Now there is no errors are available. I want to specify the error message here. Please enter the website value when the rating is hot. I want to display at the field level, which is at the website field, so that I'm selecting the field value as website. Select the field as website and then save this validation rule. Now go to your any of the record. Open any of the record here. Take Burlington Textile Corporation of America. So now here the website is having some value, burlington.com. Now I'm making this field value as empty. I have removed that and now I'm saving this record. So now the rating value is warm. Okay, the rating value is warm. So now I'm saving that. Now when you click on save, it is expecting the site value here. Like the record has been saved. So now here the rating value is warm and the website is empty. So now when you observe this one here, we have the rating value as warm and the website is empty. There is no value available for the website. So now I want to make that rating value as hot. Now observe what happens. Now this rating value I'm making it as hot. Now the website is empty. Now save. Whenever you are saving this record, when the website is empty, when the rating value is hot, then it is giving the error message to you. Please enter the website value when the rating is hot. So that here I'm entering some value here, some reliance.com. Save. Nothing but this website field is not empty right now. It is having some value, so that it will be accepting your record and it will be saving your record right now. Okay, so this is the way that we can able to validate that particular field. Next, now we will go for another validation here. My requirement is here, create a validation rule to make the rating as hot, for banking industry records. For banking industry accounts. So now my requirement is here. I have two fields are there. One is rating field, second one is the industry field. So whenever the industry field is banking, then in the rating field the value should be hot. It should not be empty. It should not be cold. It should not be warm. Banking is a very valuable customer for us, so that we are giving the hot rating for the banking customers. So that here whenever the account or the customer's industry is equals to the banking, then the rating should be hard, because through the banking we are generating so much revenue, because this is a very valuable customer, so that we are giving more priority, so that I want to make the rating for this customer as hard. Now tell me, how can we prepare the validation for this?
Is Pickwell industry
Okay,
banking?
okay, nothing but you are verifying
And
whether this particular industry field value is banking or not, so that we are using is equal of industry
banking.
banking. Next, if the industry value
Next,
is banking, then what you are expecting?
You're expecting
rating
the
to be
rating to be hot.
Hard. Then how can we make that?
Again, check is Pickwell rating
Yes, rating
hot.
as
hard.
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 Okay, then how can we club this one? By using and or r?
And
And
We have to use and. So now I'm clubbing these two by separating a comma. I'm using the close braces. So now this is the condition that we have prepared in order to validate that particular field. Now create this validation tool. Create a new validation rule. Now specify the validation rule name. Rating is hard for banking account, for banking customer. Now the same I want to copy. I'm pasting into the description field. I'm copying this validation condition from my notepad. I'm pasting into the validation editor, formula condition editor, checking the syntax. Now there is no errors are available here. I want to specify the message. The rating should be hard for banking account. For banking account. I'm displaying the error message at the field level, which is at the rating field level, because we have to select the rating value as the hard, so that I'm displaying at the rating level. Now save your validation rule. Now the validation rule has been saved. Now go to any of the account record now. Open any of the existing account record. I'm opening the same account record here, Burlington Textile Corporation of America. Click on edit. So now here we have industry equals to, I'm making it as the banking. I'm making it as a banking. Now the rating is hot is there. Assume that I'm changing this value as warm. Okay. So now here banking industry, nothing but industry is banking here, and the rating value is warm. So now for the banking customer, we have to give the more rating, so that we want to give high. Nothing but this is hot. So but here this is the rating is having warm. So now when I try to save that record, it has to validate that information and it has to give the error message to me. It has to indicate that this record should be having the banking and the rating should be hot. What happens here? Why it is accepting that record? So now here industry is banking and the rating is warm. It has saved my record. How? What needs to be done here? When it will display the error message?
If the rating is
What we are expecting? We are expecting rating should be hot. So now in this validation condition, what we have specified is equal of industry comma banking, nothing but if the industry is equals to banking, and then is equal of rating, nothing but rating value is hot, then we are displaying the error message, right? So that when we have to display generally the error message, if the rating is not hot, then we have to display the error message, because rating value should be hot for the banking customers. So that when coming to this second condition, we have to add not operator. Okay, now I'm adding this. Go to our validation tool. Open our validation tool now. View the validation tools. Select the validation tool which you are going to modify. The rating is hard for banking customers. Click on edit in order to edit that particular validation tool. Now go to the conditions and add that not operator in before that the second condition. Not is equal of rating comma hot. Now check the syntax, nothing but if the industry equals to banking and the rating is not hot, then we have to display the error message, because we are expecting always for the banking customer the rating value should be hot. So now save this record. Save. Now validate this by modifying the field values. Now I am changing this value, rating value, as cold. Okay, I am changing this rating value as cold. The industry is banking is there and the rating value is cold. So generally we are expecting for the banking industry the rating we have to give hot, but it is having cold. When I save this record, it has to display the error message to me. Now it is displaying the error message, rating should be hot for banking account. So nothing but compulsory we have to give the hot rating. So now I am selecting hot. Click on save. Then only your record will be getting saved here. Now my record has been saved. Okay.
when we select the industry means can't we make the rating automatically to hot?
Tell me, what's your question?
When we select the industry as a banking,
Okay.
then rating should be hot or is automatically. Is there any option like that?
Rating should be hot automatically.
Automatically selected and it have to be blocked.
Okay. So but this option is not available by default. We have to make it through programmatically. So nothing
Okay.
but what you are going to do, you are going to be selecting that rating value automatically whenever you are changing the selection of that industry value, right? Nothing but you want to
Yes.
make that rating field should be dependent on industry. So nothing but field dependency you are going to apply. If you want to apply the field dependency, at that time we have discussed. So nothing but what you are doing here, you are going to be making that standard field. Rating is also standard field and the industry is also standard field. So now what you are going to do, industry standard field you are making as a controlling field and the rating field you are making as a dependent field. So nothing but rating is nothing but a standard field. Standard field what you are going to do, you are making as a dependent field. So now can we make a standard field as dependent field?
No.
No, we have discussed about those points here. When coming to the field dependency, we have discussed that when coming to the controlling field should be either a standard field or a custom field. But when coming to the dependent field should be always a custom field. Standard field cannot be made as a dependent field. Okay. So
Yes.
for that here, this is not possible with the help of the standard functionality, so that we have to go for the development part. Next. Now we will discuss about some more validations here. So now here we have some more functions are there. Prior value function. You can specify the field name. Now what this prior value function is going to do is, the prior value, nothing but here we are passing a field name. So now the prior value function will return the previous value. Prior value is nothing but the previous value of this particular field which you have specified. So now it will give the previous value of that particular field information here. To get the previous value of the field information, we are using this prior value function. Now it returns the previous value or old value of the specified field. For example, I'm using the prior value of rating. Okay, I'm using prior value of rating. So now here it is going to be giving what is the previous value of this rating field, it will gives to you. And the second one, I'm using one more function, is changed. Okay, is changed. Here we can specify a field name. So now when coming to this function, is changed. Is changed in the sense what it will do, it
The
is
value.
going to be returning true. Nothing but function is started with is, nothing but it will return a boolean parameter, nothing but it will be either true or false. When it will return true, when it will return false.
If the value is changed.
When the value is changed, nothing but previously something is there, now we have modified with a new one, nothing but the field value has been changed. At that time what it will do, it will return true. Nothing but what happens here, which function is going to be returning true when the previous value and the new values are different. So now, if we did not modify it, then the previous value is also the same and the new value is also the same. Nothing but there is no difference is there, because both are equal. So that you did not modify this field, you did not change that field, so that it won't return true. It will return false. Nothing but you haven't modified that. So now when coming to the isChange function, it will returns true when the previous value and the current value of the fields are different. Nothing but then only it will be changed, or else it will be not changed. Nothing but the previous value and the new value both are same simply. Okay. Now it returns true when the previous value and the new value of the field of the specified field are different, else it returns false. Okay, else it returns false. We can use is changed of like some rating. Whenever if you want to uh, identify whether this field value has been changed or not. Okay, so now these are also some of the functions are available in order to do the validation for our fields. So now let's do some examples on this. My requirement is here: create a validation rule, create a validation rules to prevent the user from modifying the account name account name value. Now this is my requirement here. Then how can we indicate here? How can we write this validation rule? So nothing but what I want to do is, once the account record has been created, you cannot change that account name. Other field values you can modify. I'm not bothered about that. Okay, I'm not worried about that. So whatever the name that you have given at the time of creating the account record, that name you cannot able to change. That should be fixed. Then how can we make it here? I want to prevent the user from changing the or modifying the account name value. So now here how can we write that condition? So now for that here we are writing the validation rule.
Using not prior value.
Hmm. Now I'm using simply is change. Is changed of name field. Simple. That's it. Okay. Is changed of name field. Nothing but if the name field has changed, then it will display the error message. Okay. Now create the validation for this. Go to the validations. Create a new validation rule. Now specify the rule name. Account name cannot be changed. Cannot be changed. The same information I'm going to be pasting in the description also. Now I'm preparing this validation condition. In this validation condition, I'm specifying is changed of name. Whenever the user has changed the name of this particular field value, then I want to display the error message. So what is that message? You are not authorized to change the account name. You are not authorized to change the account name. Now I want to display at the user side, at the field level, so that I want to display at the name field. So this is the account name field is available by default, so that I'm saving that. So now validate your conditions, whether it is working fine or not. Go to the account object. Open any of the account record. Now account name is available. Just now I'm changing that. Double click on that account name field. Now it will be coming into the editable format here. Now I'm changing this one, Burlington Textile Corporation. So after that here, Burlington Textile Corporation of America. I have removed that here. Of America I have removed. Simply I want to make it as a Burlington Textile Corp. Okay. So now here whenever I'm trying to save, so now it will be validating that it is giving the message you are not authorized to change the account name. Nothing but you cannot able to modify that account name once it has get created, because this account name should be a fixed one. So that you cannot able to change that. So that here you can make it cancel, so that it will be having the previous value only, like as Burlington Textile Corporation of America, or else it will be allowing us to modify that account name field. But now we have created a validation rule that whenever the user is trying to be modifying the name of the account, then he cannot able to change that name. So for that here we have used is change the function. Okay, because the previously it is Burlington Textile Corporation of America. Now I want to make it as Burlington Textile Corporation simply. Nothing but the previous value is having of America, but this new value is not having of America. Nothing but both are different. If it is different, then it is going to be firing that validation rule. Here it is giving the error message to you. Okay, next
Oh,
I have one more validation rule. Create a validation rule to prevent the user from changing the account rating, from changing the account rating from cold to warm, sorry, the cold to hot. This is my requirement here. So like what I want to do is, I don't want to allow the user to change the account rating value from cold to hot, because here for each and every customer we are giving some priority like as a rating. So now based on this rating only we can able to give some preference to the customer, that if we may be hard customer, nothing but this is having the more preference, nothing but he is a very valuable customer to us, so that we have given the hard rating. If he is a medium, then we are giving the warm. If it very less preference we are giving to the customer, then we are giving as a cold. So now whenever the customer, for the customer, he is having the value as cold, from cold to hot we cannot give, because here we are following some certain processes are there. Like for example, assume that I am a software engineer. So now I am reporting to a senior software engineer, and my senior software engineer is going to be reporting to my team lead. Suppose now here this is the April, when coming to the April or the May, there might be some hikes period is there, nothing but the appraisals period is there. So now during that appraisal period, can any of the manager will give the designation of this software engineer people to the team lead directly? They will promote from software
no.
engineer to team lead directly? No, they cannot promote, because here we have to go for the company process. So now as per the company process, software engineer will be there. On top of the software engineer, we have senior software engineer. On top of him, he is having the team lead. On top of him, he is having the project lead. On top of him, he is having the project manager. Like that, here we have some hierarchies there, so that we have to follow, all the employees has to follow the same organization rules. So that here from software engineer to senior software engineer, from senior software engineer to team lead, like that we can able to promote the user or the employee, but we cannot able to jump from senior software engineer to team lead. Like the same way here, when coming to my customer also, we are maintaining the multiple ratings like hot, warm and the cold. Now from the cold we can move to warm, and then we have to move to hot. Nothing but in a hierarchy we have to go there. We cannot jump from cold to hot. So for that here my requirement is, I want to prevent the user whenever he is changing the rating value of this account from cold to warm, sorry, the cold to hot. If he is trying to change the rating value from cold to hot, I want to display the error message, because we cannot change the value from cold to hot directly. We have to go to the warm, and then from warm to hot we can make it here. Then how can we validate this one? What is the conditions we have to write?
First, we have to check if the previous value is cold.
Yes, okay, correct. So that we are
Then,
going to be writing the condition here. What is that condition we are writing now? The previous value. So for that here we have a function called as prior value of, what is that field? Rating value is cold or not. Next.
then we have to say if the changed value.
See, here we have the prior value function is there. In the prior value function, how many parameters can I pass? Prior
One.
value function.
One.
You observe this one.
Multiple.
Only one parameter we have to pass. Then what it will return? It will return the previous value here. Then how can you compare this previous value with the value
That's
cold?
been changed. So
Then we have
so
to
we
use.
have to we have to accept the new value, that is the rating. So
Is pick value
text.
can.
We have to do the text.
Yes. Is pick val of. Generally, what we are doing? Rating, comma. We are specifying some code. Nothing but what it will do. It is going to be comparing the current value of this rating field is cold. Okay. So now the currently selected value in the rating value is cold or not, it will verify is pick val function. But what I want to do, I want to verify the previous value of this rating field is cold or not. So that instead of specifying this rating field here, I want to replace with this function. Okay. Now observe this one. Is pick val of prior value of rating, nothing but here we have to get the previous value of the rating field and comparing with the value as cold. Next, what is the next condition? Nothing but previous value is cold or not, we have verified. Now the current value is hot or not, I want to verify. So that here I'm using is pick val of rating is hot. Okay. So now here I'm going to be adding these two conditions by using an AND operator. Now go to this. Now prepare the validation tool. I'm creating a new validation tool here. New validation tool. Now give the name for the validation tool. The rating cannot be changed. Change from cold to hot. The same I'm pasting into the description also for the validation tool description. Specify the conditions here. Copy the conditions from our notepad. I'm pasting it here. Check the syntax. Now verify the syntaxes here. There is no errors are available. Now I want to specify the error message information. You cannot change the rating value from cold to hot. I want to display at the field level, so that I'm using the rating field. Select the field as rating and save the validation tool. Now go to any of your account record. Go to the account object, open any of the account record, and verify whether you are able to change the value, rating value from cold to hot. Now open the record. Now the current day rating value is hot now. I'm changing it as hot to cold. I'm changing. Nothing but previous value is what? Hot. Now the current value is what? Cold. So now both are different. So now here it is giving the message rating should be hot for banking account. So now here what we can do, I'm going to be changing that account industry type. Industry value, I'm modifying it as the hospitality. Now I'm saving this. So now here the rating value is cold. So now here I'm changing this rating value from cold to hot directly. Like from cold to hot. So now here whenever I'm saving this record, it has to prevent the user from changing the value from rating from cold to hot. It is giving the error message, you cannot change the rating value from cold to hot. Then what we have to do, we have to change this value from cold to warm. Now it will accept. When you save this record, it will be accepting that record. After that, from warm to hot, we can able to save that record again. Like that, here we are going to be comparing the previous value as well as the current value also by using this function. Clear?
Yes.
Next. Now assume that. So now when coming to my objects, let's take a position object is there or the customer object is there. Open the customer object, any of the customer object. Check what are the fields are there. So now in this customer object, we have a field. We have a field called as PAN number. Okay, we have a field called as PAN number. Nothing but this is a income tax number which has been allocated by the government of India, so that everybody should have a PAN number. Okay, permanent account number should be required. So now what I want to do is, whenever you are going to be entering the PAN number, okay, this is a permanent account number. Now when coming to the PAN number will be having some specific format. So now what is the format it will be having? It will be looking like this. This is the format here. So now here what it contains, initially here it will be having the total characters will be 10 digits. Okay. Now the first one is should contains 10 characters, alphanumerical value. Nothing but in the PAN number it will be having both characters as well as numbers also. And the second condition is the first 5 should be characters, and the third condition is the next 4 should be digits, and the last one should be a character. Okay, the last one should be a character. This is the PAN number structure that we have. So now when you observe the PAN number, here we have totally 10 characters are there, nothing but this is a alphanumerical value. Okay, you can compare any person's PAN number, the same format will be available to you. So now here when coming to the file number, so now here we will be having the ALPPB, nothing but this is 5 characters are there, 5 characters, and then it is having the 919, okay, nothing but this is 4 digits are there, and the last one it is having 1 character. Now how can we validate these kind of formats? It may be PAN number, it may be passport number, it may be a SSN number, it may be credit card number, it may be the social security number, it may be the US insurance number, whatever. So now there will be having some specific formats are there. How can we validate those formats? So now in this kind of scenario, whenever if you want to validate the formats of the particular field, Salesforce provides one function called as regex function. This is simply called as a regular expression. Okay. So now Salesforce provides a regular expression function to validate a field value with the specified format. So nothing but we have to prepare the format. How can we prepare the format here? Now we will see. So now here we have to specify what you are expecting. Here we are expecting some characters. So now A to Z, nothing but characters will be there. Now it will accept characters ranging from capital A to capital Z. Capital A to capital Z. Now suppose for example, I'm entering small a to Z. So now here they are going to be expecting the value. So now it will accept the characters ranging from A to Z. This is a small a to Z. Next, I'm giving the another format here for the same. Capital A to Z, some 5. Accept 5 characters. Okay, 5 characters ranging from capital A to capital Z. Excuse me. So now here we are specifying the square braces as well as the flower braces. The square braces is going to be indicating what kind of characters that you are expecting, and the flower braces is indicating how many number of characters that you are expecting. So that here we are going to be using this. So now A to Z of 5, nothing but it is accepting 5 characters ranging from A to Z. So now here I'm specifying 0 to 9. Okay, 0 to 9 of 4. So now what it will do, it is going to be accept. It will accept 4 digits. It is accepting 4 digits ranging from 0 to 9. Okay, 0 to 9. Like that here we have to prepare our own format. Okay. Now sometimes I want to accept both. Okay, capital and the small. So that here I'm specifying A to Z, comma, small a to Z. Okay. So now capital A to Z, small a to Z. I'm accepting 5. So now in this kind of scenario, it will be accepting the values here. It will accept the characters how many 5 characters ranging from A to Z, small a to Z or capital A to Z. Okay, small a to Z or capital A to Z or combination of both. Okay, simply it is expecting some characters here. Okay, now so now these are the various formats are available. By using these formats we have to specify that. When coming to the regex function, we have 2 parameters are there. The first parameter is you have to specify the field name, and the second parameter is we have to specify the format, nothing but validation format. Validation format. So these are the 2 parameters are there when coming to the regex function. SaleForce provides a regular expression function to validate a field value with the specified format. Okay, so now what it will do? It returns true. It returns true when the specified field value is exists in the defined format. Defined format. Else it returns false. Else it will return false. So now here I want to use the PAN number validation. Then how can we prepare this one? So now for that here we have to specify the validation. So now I want to use the capital A to Z, comma small a to Z. How many? I want 5 characters initially, and then I want the digits 0 to 9. How many? 4.
4.
And the next one is we need the characters A to Z, comma small a to Z. How many? 1.
1.
Okay, this is the format that we are expecting here. So now I want to place this one into a regex function. So now write the expression here. Regex of what is the field name, that is pan underscore number underscore underscore c, which is our field, and then we have to specify the expression here. Just to copy this one and specify this format by enclosing into a single quotation. That's it. Now, I'm creating the validation rule on the customers. So assume that here, observe what happens as of now, the standard functionality what we have right now. PAN number is a valid mandatory field. Simply have entered some ALL, nothing but only 3 characters. When you click on save, it is accepting my record. Nothing but my record has been saved. PAN number should have minimum, nothing but the standard fixed format is there. 10 alphanumeric values are there. Okay, so now here it may be anybody's PAN number in the world. Okay, it may be anybody's PAN number in the India. So now that PAN number should be having 10 characters alphanumerical value, that is fixed length. So now here when coming to my application in the customers, whatever the PAN number value that I have entered, it is having ALL, nothing but only 3 characters are there. It is accepting the 3 characters also, nothing but which is not a valid information, which is a invalid information is there. So now I want to validate this particular format. So for that I am creating this validation rule. Go to the validation rules and create a new one. Validate PAN number format. I'm pasting it here. Go to the condition and copy and paste the condition here. Can I use like this, or do I need to add anything here? When we have to display the error message, whenever the PAN number field value is not in this particular format. So for that, what we need to add, we have to add
Not.
not operator. Okay. Now check the syntax. Now verify. Do we have any error messages are there? There is no error messages are there. Now I'm displaying the message here. Please enter the valid PAN number. Valid PAN number format. I want to display at the PAN number field. Select the PAN number field. Save it. Now go to your customer's record. Open the existing record in order to validate that information. Open the customer record now. Edit that record. So now when coming to the PAN number, I'm entering the value here. ALPPB. 9219E. Nothing but I have entered the valid format. So what I want to do is I'm entering the last 5 as the digits. Nothing but 5 characters, 5 digits I'm entering because I want to do with the negative testing. So now whether it is working or not. So now save. Try to save. I know this is not a valid format. So I want to verify whether my validation tool is working fine or not. So now here it is giving the error message. Please enter the valid PAN number format. So now what I'm doing is I'm removing the last digit and I'm entering as a character. When coming to the first 5 characters, I'm removing 1 character here. I'm entering the number. Nothing but I have entered 4 characters, 5 numbers, and then 1 character, but which is not a valid format. I'm trying to save that record. So now again it will display the error message to me. Nothing but please enter the valid PAN number format. So now here I'm going to be entering the valid PAN number format. Like I have entered ALPPL9219E. Nothing but 5 characters, 4 digits, 1 character. Now save. Which is a valid one, so that one my record has been saved. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So now these are the various validation rules are there. So assume that when coming to the PAN number, I want some format like this. Like ALPPB hyphen 9219 hyphen E. Then how can we prepare this kind of format here?
In single quote, can we
Just include hyphen in the middle.
Yes.
In between the square bracket.
Yes. In between the square braces, we have to include that hyphen in the middle. So now, after 5, specify hyphen. After 4, specify a hyphen. That's it. Okay. So now, whenever if you want to have some hyphens or some special characters, then include those special characters also here. Okay. So this is the way of creating the validation rules for our SaleForce fields. Okay.
And one more question.
Yeah.
So this validation also checks the total characters, like either 10 without.
Yes, it will check the 10 characters. Right. If you enter 9,
if somebody
if they enter 9, it won't accept. It is expecting 10.
If it gives 11 characters?
It won't accept.
Yeah.
Because it is not accepting. Because it is crossing that format. It is not matching with the format. Because format is expecting 10, but the user has entered 11. So that it is not matching with the format, so that it will give the error message.
Okay.
Okay. So now in tomorrow's session, we are going to be discussing about one more concept, that is formula fields. So now here, this is the information about these validation rules. We have discussed about all the validation rules we have, what we have. And I will share this document into the drive so that we can able to access those document also. And then in the tomorrow session, we are going to be discussing about the formula fields concept. Okay, what is a formula field? How to create the formula field? So we'll see practically. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, one question. We can have 100 active validation rules on single object, right?
Yes, yes.